Hello, everyone, and a very warm good evening to all of you. Welcome to Season of Agents, a virtual event dedicated to exploring the dynamic world of intelligent agents, automation, and the future of AI powered productivity. Today, I am joined by Karan Vaswani, sir, who is software engineer at NEC Corporation India Private Limited. He will be taking us on a journey of AI agents. So, without further ado, let's move on to the session. Karan sir, you can carry on.
Okay. Thank you, Sudhanshu, for the introduction. Hello, guys. I am Karan Vaswani, and I am currently working as a software developer engineer at NEC Corporation. And yes, so here we are today with the Microsoft AI Skills Fest, and these are the 50 days series where we'll be discovering the AI, how to develop agents, and how to build applications with agents. So yes, I gave my introduction. I am software developer engineer and a community builder as well, community builder and an enabler. So what we'll be doing today, we'll be building applications with GitHub Copilot agent mode. So many of you might have heard about GitHub Copilot, but yes, we'll be going ahead with the agent mode today. Most of us would have not explored this agent mode, but yes, we'll be exploring it today, and we'll be using GitHub code spaces for the development. So this is me, and my hobbies include reading and developing documentation, socializing with the communities, as I am myself a community builder and enabler. And then mentoring hackathons is one of my passion, and then building MVPs along with the participants is what I prefer to. So this is the Microsoft AI Skills Fest series. So before we get started, so make sure you register on the platform and earn your badges. So we are on the run to build a Guinness World Record for the title, and you can scan the QR code from here, or you can just go ahead with the link. So also you can have a session, talk with the moderators who are present in the active live chat. So yes, you can just capture it, and we'll be moving further in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So what would be the agenda is agenda would be introduction of GitHub Copilot agent mode, how it works, how we give commands to it, how we give prompts to it, and so that our tasks become easier in developing the application. So we'll be discussing about the learning objectives, what you learn, what we all will learn in this tutorial and this session, and then we'll explore how GitHub Copilot agent mode helps us ease our tasks and just get on with the applications and building the MVPs and applications ahead. So yes, we'll be building an Octofit tracker application. We'll be sharing the brief. I'll be sharing the brief of the Octofit tracker application in just a while. So yes, so as we know, this is the year of AI agents, and GitHub is one of the best platforms where we can explore the agents using Copilot agent mode and other things. So what we have is nowadays we have vibe coding, we have other AI assisted developments, and yes, earlier we used to do pair programming with the developers, fellow developers, but now we can do pair programming with AI assistants as well. So yes, it's an autonomous AI assistant, and you can develop whole applications with the help of your peer programmer. That is GitHub Copilot, and that too in agent mode. So yes, what does agent mode does is you can your code base is fully read and understood by the GitHub Copilot, and then the whole context is taken by the GitHub Copilot, and then what it does to enhance the accuracy of the code, enhance the quality of the code, it reiterates over its code, it fixes its own error. So yeah, that's the uniqueness of GitHub Copilot. Moving further, so yeah, we'll be using VS Code IDE in GitHub code spaces, as I mentioned earlier, and then we'll be prompting GitHub Copilot to just create an application, the application which we discussed, Octofit tracker application. So we'll be having a documentation. I'll come on to the documentation in the later part of this uh, presentation, and then we'll be going ahead with the GitHub Copilot agent mode. We'll be fixing errors, we'll be refactoring code, we'll be developing new features. So all these things we'll be doing in this session, and just know this session will be really insightful for you all. who all are aiming for developing the applications using AI. So yes, as I discussed earlier, it is autonomous. GitHub Copilot agent is autonomous, and yes, there are a few steps which is followed by GitHub Copilot in helping you out. Supposedly, if you want to set up a Python environment, you will just give it a prompt, and it will give you the commands like what you will be needing to run in the command prompt, and it will ask you if you want to run those commands. So it will run it automatically in the terminal, and yes, your task would be easier and it would be speedy as well. So yeah, we discussed multi-step tasks. We also we have something like inline chat. Inline chat, most of you would have explored while working in VS Code. So what's inline chat is when you are developing code in VS Code, and there is when you right click on that, so you it would give you suggestions, and if there is an error, you just right click on it, and you'll be given a prompt like fix with GitHub Copilot. It will open a small window at that line only, and you'll be good to go with fixing it. So yes, as I mentioned, it iterates over its own code and fixes the errors. So yeah, and then context management. Context management is a really good thing about GitHub Copilot agent mode. So for the context management, what you can do is you can give the specific files, you can paste out the specific code snippet in the command, and it would give you according, it would refactor the code, it would fix the errors, or maybe it would enhance the functionality and feature for you in that code snippet only. So that would be really helpful for you if you want to refactor a small snippet of code. So yes, we do have an undo and redo option as well in GitHub Copilot. We'll be discussing about the undo and redo options. So yeah, going ahead, we can interrupt the request as well. Supposedly the answer is being generated by the GitHub Copilot. There's a small red button which pauses the generation of the answer. And yeah, we can limit it as well. So what we'll be going ahead with is Octofit Tracker application. So there is a school, Mergington High School, and yes, there are a few characters, Paul Octo and Jessica Cat. Yes, these are the GitHub uh, characters. We all know Mona as well, so she's one of the character as well. So when we what happened is, what actual challenge was like, people, the students in the school were not really physically active, and then they just used to skip the physical education classes, and they just really like uh, very rarely just do exercise outside of the physical education classes, if even if they attend. So yeah, that's for the fun and engagement part. So we are building an application to track the fitness, and what we'll be having user profiles, activity logging, what the user is doing, what fitness activity he does. Then we'll be having team competitions and leaderboards. Then for like, according to us, like, no one is same in the physique, so we have personalized workout suggestions, and then we'll be tracking our progress as well. So yep, uh, you can scan up this QR code, or maybe go on the link, and then we'll be starting with the development of the application using GitHub Copilot agent mode. uh, I'll be going ahead in next 15 seconds. So yes, till that time you can scan the code, or maybe just type out the link. So we'll be building an application. Yep, we'll be going ahead in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cool. So I'll be switching the applications real fast. So this is what opens up when you click on the link, build applications with Copilot agent mode. And then you will see there are some, there is a README file, and there are documentations. As I mentioned, we'll be given with documentation. So this is the high school fitness tracker markdown file, and this would be the file which will be used for prompting to the GitHub Copilot agent. So we'll be having this, creating the front end, back end, setting up Python virtual environment and all. We'll be installing all the dependencies. So we'll be going ahead. Okay. When you see in the readme file, in the markdown file, so you will be having a green button to copy the exercise. So when you copy the exercise, when you right click and just open link in new tab, you'll see something like this. uh, it's the repository which is being cloned, and it's being cloned to your application. So as I've already made this application, I'll just make it as 2, and we'll keep the repository as public and other details intact. So when we create the repository, you'll be having we'll be waiting for a while to generate the repository and get ahead with it. I'll be waiting for the next 15 seconds again, so that you all can set up the repository. I'll be moving ahead in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, so going ahead, when you have cloned it in your own GitHub account, so you will be seeing this README file again. So when you have copied this exercise, you need not do this step again, and you will be doing it in your own repository. So when you click on the start exercise, you will follow the step-by-step instructions. We'll follow it again as well. So yeah, um, I have already started it. So going ahead with it. So what you'll find is you'll be having some things like there are steps, a few steps, exercise. Then we'll be going step by step. So this is the first step. This would be the screen which would be opened when you click on the start exercise button, which is um, mentioned here. Start exercise. Yep, this is the start exercise button. So you'll right click and just it would be progressed ahead. So it's already written, like as we complete each step, Mona will respond to the comments. Mona will respond in the comments to see our progress. And then what we can do is, so what the first step would be, like we'll be needing to initialize the GitHub Copilot agent mode. So how we'll be doing it? We have got an option here in GitHub Code Spaces. So we'll open our code in GitHub Code Spaces. So it would be something like this. Let's sideline it for a while. We'll be having something like this already made. We'll be having this readme file again, and these few things, not this back and front end thing. We'll be having these things. So what you'll be doing, most of us won't be having access to the GitHub Copilot agent mode, as it has rolled out in recent stages of the development. So what you can do is just go on to the settings, and there will be one option to switch to insider version. So when you switch to the insider version, you need to wait for a while, so as to make the GitHub Copilot agent mode activated. So you can all do this thing. We'll be having an option switch to insider version, and then we'll be, until that time your setup is being made, your GitHub code space is being made and set up properly. We'll be exploring this VS Code editor in the GitHub code spaces. So what we have is, when you see there is an Explorer window, there is a README file which is open. We Yeah, there's a README file which is open, and then what we'll be seeing some people here. So that's what GitHub Copilot mode is. So when we go on the GitHub Copilot, what you'll be seeing is we'll be having a few things. Uh, Keep and continue. We'll be keeping and continue. So you'll be seeing something like this. Yeah, this would be the original version of what's actually visible to you. So you need to change it to the agent mode. Currently it's ask mode, then you can switch it to edit mode as well, then the agent mode as well. So when you go to the agent mode, you will be having GPT-4, GPT 4.1, and Claude 3.5 Sonnet models, which will be used to respond to your queries and prompts. So yeah, we'll be going ahead, and I'll be switching back to the original one. Until that time, we'll see what is the scenario. So when you open in GitHub Codespaces, I hope most of you would have done it, and most of you would have switched to the insider version as well. I already told about the GitHub Copilot chat panel, which is here, and then if you are using it for the first time, you'll be having an option to accept the terms and conditions, which you will be required to accept to use GitHub Copilot. And after that, like, we just wait for a while, and the GitHub Copilot will set it up fully. So as I already told, you'll be having three versions: ask, edit, and agent mode. So we'll be switching to the agent mode. Then we'll be giving out some prompt. You can just like copy the prompt and paste it in here. So when you paste the prompt in here, it would ask you to it would respond something like this. It's already there. I have already run the command, and it would be here. So there are three commands which you'll be needing to run: git branch, git checkout, and git push origin. So what do these commands do is it would create a separate branch. It would switch your environment to that branch, and then the whole code would be pushed to the remote repository. The origin stands for the remote origin. Okay, I'll wait for next 15 seconds again, so that you might catch up with the scenario. I'll be waiting for 15 seconds more. Cool. I'll be moving ahead in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you can see there would be something like, would you like me to execute these commands for you? So when you respond it as yes, GitHub Copilot will run these commands. So you'll when you respond it as yes, these three commands would be written here again, and then you'll be having an option to continue and cancel. So when you continue these commands, it would be run in your terminal, and it would create the branch. It would switch you to the next branch, which is build Octofit app, and then it would push the branch to the origin. Okay, and then, as I told earlier, Mona would be guiding us. Mona would be seeing our progress. So this is what we have done, and you, after some time, after a minute or so, you'll be seeing nice work. Everything is perfect. Preparing content for step two. I'll be waiting for 10 more seconds here again, and then we'll be going ahead. I'll be moving ahead in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cool. So after that, after GitHub gave us the step two and the content for step two as well, so we'll move ahead with step two. So as you can already see, what we have in this step two, we'll be setting up the application directory. We'll be setting up the backend folder, front end folder, and then we'll be going with the installation of all the packages and dependencies of all the backend thing. Yeah. So since we'll be doing the backend in Python, it would require Python packages to download, and these packages are mentioned in the requirements.txt file. So yes, we can see txt file. Let me see. It would be in the backend, right? Here is the requirements.txt file. So what we have is, again, we'll be having some commands for here. So this is the prompt given, so we'll just copy it, give this prompt a read. So what we'll be having is, let's take the following step by step and generate instructions in this order and execute the commands. So it would ask to execute the commands as well. You don't need to manually execute those commands, just copy and paste it into the terminal, but GitHub Copilot would do it for you. So that's what an agent does. That's the quality of GitHub Copilot agent mode. So it would use the document, the Mona High School Fitness Tracker Markdown file, which I already told you. It would be the document which would be helping out in prompting. So this is what we have. I want to build a Mona Fit Tracker application that will include the following. We have authentication, profiles, activity logging, and tracking. So we'll be going ahead one by one. So when you copy this prompt and paste it in the GitHub Copilot chat, so it would give you something like this: read Mona High School Fitness Tracker, Octofit story. So these are the steps which is going ahead in the GitHub Copilot. As I mentioned, what all steps it would be performing to respond to you. So it reads this markdown file, then it reads the Octofit story markdown file, then it creates a backend directory, front end directory, and it creates a requirements.txt file as well. And definitely this whole command as well. So again, it would be an option to continue or cancel this command. So we'll, for going ahead, we'll be continuing, and all these commands would be running. So let's wait for 15 to 20 seconds more for you all to run these commands, not manually but automatically through GitHub Copilot. I'll be continuing in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cool. So after you continue, what will be the scenario? You will be seeing something here written in green: Octofit tracker. You'll have a backend directory, you'll have a front end directory. Front end directory is currently empty. And in the backend directory, we have virtual environment setup for the Python. And what we have is requirements.txt file, which contains the list of the dependencies which we need to install. So what we'll be working on? We'll be working on Django, and yes, we'll be developing our backend in Django again. So yes, for all these activities we'll be requiring MongoDB as well, and from now onwards I'll be carrying on, I'll be continuing with you all. So even I did till here. So yes, let's install MongoDB. Now we'll copy the command based on the example. So it would definitely again uh, take the context from this markdown file, and then we'll be installing MongoDB in the dependencies. So I just copied the command. I have ChatGPT 4.0 and the agent mode activated. I'll just press enter. So let's wait for GitHub Copilot to respond. We have got three commands: sudo apt update. So this is a Linux based, a Unix based environment, and we'll be installing the dependencies, so on and so forth. So when we continue, you can see all these commands are running simultaneously, and I do not need to copy and paste it into the terminal. Let's wait for it to install. Cool. MongoDB has been installed successfully. However, since system.ctl is not running in this environment, you can use the service command to manage MongoDB services. Cool. So yep, we have got all the MongoDB dependencies installed, and then you need to paste the prompt again. So since this system CTL is not working and it's asking us to use the service command, so we'll be starting the MongoDB service using the service commands, and we'll do it by prompting it again. We do not need to do anything manually. We'll be doing starting the MongoDB services and verify if it's working. Cool. So for starting, we have MongoDB start, and for verifying, we have the status. But I won't be doing this. I'll be just copying the prompt again, and Copilot will do for me. See, we have this, and we'll be continuing. Hmm. It seems there was an issue starting the MongoDB due to missing directories or permission issues. Let me attempt to resolve. So what happened is it has an issue inside itself, and GitHub Copilot has reiterated over its code again, over its status again, and it's asking you to, like, if you want to continue or cancel running the further commands to make it run successfully. So I'll be doing continue. The issue persists due to insufficient permissions to create the required directly. Cool. I'll be using sudo, and it's working. So you saw like two times it was an issue with the prompt, and the error changed, and it again reiterated over its code, it reiterated over its status what the error was, it reiterated over its error as well, and then it analyzed and just gave you the solution itself. You need not do anything manually. So that's the beauty of GitHub Copilot agent mode. So as you can see, the database, the MongoDB database is running okay, and the status as well is okay. Cool. If the command completes in a terminal, it's still running. Click stop. You may need to paste. So these are the few disclaimers which you need to read. And yep, I guess we are done with this step as well. So we'll wait for Mona to analyze our progress. Please commit and push the changes. So what we need to do is, with our new changes complete, please commit and push changes to GitHub. Cool. So we'll not wait, and I'll ask again. It might work, it might won't. Uh, Commit the changes made and push it to the origin. So yes, we have all these commands again. I'll just run this command and I'll push my code. It worked definitely. Then I'll wait for Mona to check. Cool, that works fine, I guess. Let's wait. It seems you didn't check in your Octofit tracker backend requirements or txt with the Python Django requirement. Please try again. Okay, check in your Octofit tracker backend with the Python. Hmm. Let's see. What we have is Django. Did it add create mode for Octofit tracker? Let's give it a go. We'll re-go through all these commands again. We'll see if we missed out on something. And yes, key files created and updated by Copilot agent mode. Cool. We'll have a prompt for GitHub Copilot. Proceed to the next activity. This is the next activity. Hmm. Then starting and verifying MongoDB, we did. The command completes in the terminal, but agent mode shows it is still running. Click stop. Now that we have created the app directory structure, set up a Python virtual environment and Copilot agent mode helped write requirements to install all project dependencies. Huh. Okay. So yes, we missed installation of the requirements.txt, and what we'll be doing is uh, install the requirements.txt uh, in the backend directory. I suppose where this is the place where we have to do it. Yes, this is where we have to do it in the backend directory. We'll be doing it. So this is what we have got a command to activate the virtual environment and then install, and then we'll be commit and push to the origin repository. Git add verified and ensured backend requirements are installed, and then git push working tree clean. No changes. Command failed. Okay. Since there were no changes, so yeah, the command failed. Hmm. Let's wait for Mona to check it again, and it should go ahead. Let's wait for a while again. My GitHub comment has not been activated again, not been edited again. It seems you didn't check in the backend. The Python Django requirement. Please try again. Hmm. We already have the requirements Python Django installed, and it should not be an issue. Subsidiary Django directories are installed as well. Psycop 2 binary, it's done. Activating the virtual environment, it wasn't activated, right? It wasn't. Having trouble. Commit changes were made for the following branches and post contains the package. Okay, so this is the error which we are facing. Django 4.1 version should be there, and we have this one. Okay, Django 4.1, and I'll be saving it. I'll be again installing the requirements.txt. We have the virtual environment activated. Yeah, I'll install it. Uh, Commit and push the changes. So this is what you can do with Copilot. You need not write the commands manually, and it would do it for you. Total 5 resolving, and it's pushed. Let's wait for Muna. Hmm. So yes, you have got this. Nice work. Everything is perfect. Preparing content for step 3. So this is how you can leverage the power of GitHub Copilot agent mode in your GitHub code spaces, provided you have action minutes available with you. So there are action minutes for using the GitHub code spaces, although we have a few action minutes available with the GitHub Copilot free as well. And yes, let's wait. So here is the task 3. I guess I hope all of you might be enjoying working with this. I'm enjoying it a lot. So what we have is to initialize and create the database, and then Django project update the project app files and populate the database. So all we what we'll be doing will be creating our database, that is octofit underscore db, and then in the backend files we'll be having settings files, models, serializers, urls, views, test, and admin files. So these are all the files and directories which are required for a successful Django environment to run. So yes, and then after that we'll be populating the database with the test data, dummy data, whatever we can call it, and then we'll be verifying if the Octofit database has been successfully been populated or not. So again, we'll be using the same markdown files as the context for our prompt, and yes, we'll be going ahead with the agent mode again. So what we need to do as a step 1 in this step is setting up the Django project. So we'll be having some files and directories such as models, views, URLs, admin files, and all. So again, the command is being pasted. So until that time, when you paste the command, you can see based on the example monofit tracker app, and use Octofit as the name for Mergington's high school app. Set up the Python Django project and run the server. So it would be creating the directories, and then it would be having some additional configurations for it to run successfully. We have got the command so as to install all the dependent, not install, but yes, all create all the files and directories for Django environment. So what we have is manage.py, and then again we have a project under backend. So there is this whole working directory where we have under the backend folder we have this project octofit tracker, and it's the backend project. So we have settings.py, urls.py, wsgi.py, and there is a separate default code written in all these files when you see. So yeah, that's a setup which Copilot gives it to you. So all these files are there. Then we have manage.py. Manage.py is for running whole of the Django environment. Then after this Django environment has been created, we'll be running the manage.py file, and we'll be starting the app. So after that we'll be continuing. As you can see, the app name Octofit Tracker conflicts with the existing project name. It again reiterated over its code base to figure out what all issues the code has, and then it gives you a resolution of the same. So it would change the name of the application from Octofit Tracker to the Tracker app. We'll be continuing and see. This is the Tracker app. It's something different. It's going ahead with settings.py. Let it run. So yeah, again reiterate, continue to reiterate. So what we have got as a prompt, and Copilot has been working on this problem for a while. It can continue to iterate, or you can send a new message to refine your prompt. So I'll be going ahead with continue. I'll not be giving any new prompt. And then what we'll be doing is there is a separate functionality in Django so as to migrate the settings, what all changes we have made. So yes, this python manage.py migrate command is used for the same, and then we'll be running our server. So it would be running on the port 8000. Let's see what the issue is. We have got an issue in the virtual environment. So yes, it's telling the virtual environment is not yet activated. You can see venv is not written here. So we'll be activating the virtual environment now, and it's up and running. The application is running on port 8000, and when we'll open it, this is our Django project which is set up. So this is the whole backend server which is set up in the GitHub code spaces, and it's running on this ID, on this URL. So whatever the URL is there with you in your code spaces, and after that it's port 8000 would be used to deploy the Django server. And yes, as we know, we need to keep the settings, so we'll be keeping it, and it would be the same. So yes, this is the exercise, and we'll be continuing with the prompt as I'm doing along with you. I hope you all might be following me, and we are going at a good pace. So when you have made whole of the setup in Django environment, your Django environment is up and running, Django server is up and running. So what we will be doing now, you will be creating a database and populating it with your own data. So yep, we'll be initializing and creating the AutoFit MongoDB database, and after that we'll be updating some things. So we'll go ahead with this. Let's see. We have got this and pasted the command. See, there is a Mongo command which will be used, and it will be using a database, AutoFit DB, and it will be creating collections as users, teams, activity, leaderboards, workouts, and it would be indexing whole of the database based on email and uniqueness as true. So yeah, we'll be going ahead with the development of the MongoDB database, and when we'll continue, we'll be having some syntax error, missing statement. So yeah, let's evaluate what the difference actually is in both the commands. db.create, create index, email 1, unique true. Cool. So correct the syntax and initialize MongoDB database, create the required collection and set a unique index on the email field in the user's collection. Hmm. Octofit DB. Let's see if it works out well. Syntax error again. So we'll be running the command one by one. Syntax error missing. Run the command Mongo. Access control is not enabled. Read and write access is not there. Anyone of you who's not facing this issue can ping in the comments. Our moderators will see. Until that, I'll see what the issue is. Hmm. Until all the steps are completed. So we won't be moving in it and listen. It's running, and as suggested earlier in the exercise, if uh, there are some changes which have been reflected in the terminal but has not yet been reflected in this, so we'll just pause it and we'll rerun this whole uh, command again. Cool. Could not import Django. Again, you can see we have no virtual environment setup. So we'll set up the virtual and we'll start the virtual environment again. Uh, Restart the virtual environment. It's not restart, it's activate. Apologies for the word. So we'll deactivate and then again we'll activate. So you can see we have this VNV here, and then we can create the Mongo implicit session, Mongo eval. Okay, so let's see if we have this there. See MongoDB is running perfectly or not. So see, it won't obviously run here. MongoDB system is lagging a bit. User ID, user session ID is there. We'll have running Mongo warning. No access is given here. Allow zero answer. Wait, let me see. What's the issue here? We'll shut it down. We'll shut it down. We have this one copilot activated, and we'll be going ahead with uh, activate the VNV. Hmm. We have activated again, and then what we'll be doing, we'll be initializing the database, and we'll be running the commands. I'll just go here. Syntax error missing before statement eval. There's an issue with the eval. I'll test it manually if the Mongo is working. Again, we suggest. Okay, so we'll try something new here. We have warning access control is not enabled for the database. I'll just copy it and I'll just paste it. I'll just copy it and I'll just paste it here. We'll keep on seeing what the error is actually. So enabled access control, you can. So what we need to do is use create an admin user, and then we'll be going with the configuration file. Then we'll be restarting it. Then you can see there are four options here. You can see when you hover it, insert it into the terminal, insert at cursor where the cursor is actually. So if my cursor is here, and it will be inserting it here. So even if I want to copy, we have an option to copy here, and then more actions, insert into new file or apply in the editor. So we can all do this. So I'll be going ahead with inserting into terminal and just successfully added user. And when we go ahead to the folder named etc won't be there. So I'll be copying it and then pasting it. Let's see if it works. I'll go continue. We have it here. sudo service mongodb restart. We'll be doing it, but after this, we have nano. I'll be writing this thing security colon authorization enabled, and then when I need to just escape, I'll do colon wq. Just a sec. I'll exit out from the vim. We got the sudo nano, and I'll be going ahead with uh, just a sec. Yeah, it's not exiting. Damn. I need to see why it's not exiting. Go ahead with write out thing configuration file I have edited. Let's see. Exiting the vim. File name to write, wrote two lines, and then I'll go ahead with Control X. So, yep, I guess we have written this. I'll again go with sudo nano. We have all these things available. We'll exit, and then I'll be security command not found. Not security command. I'll not be seeing here. I'll be seeing here sudo service mongodb restart. Restarting database. These are both the same commands. I'll not do it. So it's restarted, and then we'll be again uh, going ahead with this thing, the prompt thing. So yeah, just a sec. Copying it again, pasting it. Continue. And see Mongo. Syskernel is always access control is not enabled. Read and write access. Also, my virtual environment is activated. It should not create a chaos here. Let's see. It's again giving the same commands. I don't want that. I have troubles. Let me see. Commit changes were made for the following files and pushed synchronized to GitHub. Found a mistake. Okay. Let's see. What's the scenario here? That's the beauty of live coding. Meanwhile, you all can explore the issue as well if you are facing. Don't start. Okay. Not to start. Let me start a command. I just maybe so we have got this VNV activated. I'll see if It's still running. It's not running. Nice. And maybe I'll refresh the session. Undo, 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 undo. Yep. I'll go ahead with redo. So yes, these were the few features which we were discussing, undo and redo thing. So yeah, going ahead, and we do not need to run this environment as suggested by the scenario. We won't be running it, so it's already shut off. So let's see. Open. It's not there, so I guess it's already shut off. Hmm. Since it's shut off again, we'll be turning it off, and we'll be redoing the steps whenever you are just stuck up. So we'll be redoing the steps, and I'll create a new one. I'll be keeping the existing one intact. Continue. Continue. So this is another VNV which we need not create. Are we in the backend thing yet? No, we were not in the backend directory. So I'll be going to OctoFit tracker and to the backend folder. I'll be running this command. I will maybe copy paste it, and then I'll be activating it. Cool. And then we won't start it, but yes, I'll be continuing it. Command not found. I'll proceed to ensure the okay. Continue. Let's see if all the applications are there, all the files are there, properly registered. It will check manage.py, settings.py. It will be going ahead. Hmm. So we won't be running the server again. I'll be stopping it here, and yes, we'll go ahead with the setting up, not setting up, initializing. So we'll be going ahead with this thing. Continue. We are getting a syntax error. Hmm. Again, we are stuck at the eval thing. Nice. Let's see if it works out. Okay, so it worked out, and okay, and then bye. Nice. So we'll be keeping it and continue. So we'll be seeing what all connections are there. So these are the collections which we have right now: activity, leaderboard, teams, users, and workouts. Nice. So yes, we have created the database as well. It was too tedious to just get out from that error, the MongoDB error. I hope uh, you all must have done it. If it's only me who has faced this error, if there's no continue button, just pull the left side. Okay, so we'll be updating it, updating the Python Django project files. Then we'll be populating it. Paste, and then yes. So you can see it is creating models.py when we go in the tracker app or maybe Octofit app. Serializers, it made all the serializers, it made models in the Octofit tracker application, and it does the scenario, it does the whole thing. Necessary packages are installed, it would check if the necessary packages are installed, and it would run the command. So it would install some more requirements such as Django REST, and then it would be activating the environment again and would be checking. So we have the Django version here mentioned, and we'll be going ahead. So yeah, there is no next button, there is no pause, there is no continue, and it would install cores, middleware components. Then we'll be populating the database. This is the final step of this step, I guess. Yes, we'll be populating the database, that is OctoFit DB. So it would again take the context as the markdown file, and it would be going ahead. Let's wait for it to respond. So there is a script, Python script, which would populate the database, and we have something like this: leaderboards, workout, and other things. So what we'll be doing is continue to make the migrations again, to make the migrations, which means to set up the uh, to import all the settings and all the updates. Cannot import. Views model is missing, views module, and then it would create the views.py, and it would do the things with it. So these are the views.py. You have all the endpoints here. So these are all the get endpoints, and you'll be working out with these. We'll be working out with these. Not only you, I'll be working out as well. Then module name Django, Django. So it's MongoDB plus Django. It's Django. A nice name to integrate both the things, Django and Mongo. Hmm. Cool. It has been successfully installed. We won't uh, downgrade the Django version, but yes, we'll be going ahead. It requires Django 4.2, but you have Django 3.1.12. which is incompatible. So yes, we can see here in the requirements.txt file, is it sure we have 3112, we'll be having 4.1. Cool. Let's see how it goes. If there is no continue button, just pull the left side, it should appear. If it does not, you will need to copy and paste the response in the terminal if there is no continue button. Now that we have created the database structure, updated our Django project files, populated the database, check our changes into our build Octofit app branch. So again, we'll be committing the changes. Let's do it right now. And yes, all the errors are gone now. And we'll be making the migrations again. Migration is to just uh, make the setups again. Django is not found. So these are all the dependencies used by Django. No module named distutils. So it would install distutils. It's done. Remove the migrations. Try to make the migrations again. It's not going again. The file it's telling manage.py. We have the virtual environment activated. Let's see RMRF. No, there is no thing like Django REST framework. Continue. Successfully uninstalled. It would install again. We have installed it. And let's see if, which might conflict. It would recontinue. It would continue and reiterate. Django again. Okay, we did RMRF, so it would remove whole of the directory. Cool. We'll not go ahead because we are at the same place, and just do it, and we'll just commit and push the changes. So it would commit and push. Continue. All these things are pushed, and yet, and wait, let's see if it would work. We have pushed it, and we are waiting for Mona to fail. Okay, to add the database engine Django to settings.py. Okay, these are the fails. So yes, in the last two steps we did not face any failures, and now we have faced the failure. So we'll be going ahead with settings.py, copilot agent mode to add the database engine Django to settings.py, test data with the file populardb.py. So we'll be going ahead with these things. What were they again? Add the database engine Django in settings.py. I'll do it one by one. Django. Yeah, it's done. And we'll be keeping it. And then after Django, what we'll be doing? Add test data with the file populate db.py. We just copy and paste the commands as we are doing it with the copilot. These utils should be there. It should work. Populate currently pub Django. We'll not delete the virtual environment again. We have done it already. Django. Do we have Django is not there as of now. Let's see. Ensure. We'll type one here. Ensure if Django is installed in the backend slash octofit underscore tracker. Not in the octofit tracker. In the backend directory. In the venv. In the backend directory. These things need to be checked upon again, and we'll be checking it. Module name distributors. We'll be going ahead with um, cd autofit tracker, and then we'll be not in this folder. I'll be going with the above folder only. um, and yep, let's see. Sudhanshu, do we have time right now? We have env activated already. Alpha minus.py. Not here, it shouldn't be here. I'll continue with the command. Check the disk utils. Copy it just this much. Hmm. Let's see after changing the requirements.txt what we have is, can we go ahead with 4.2 as it was mentioned earlier. Run uh, installing requirements.txt again. Let's see with the 4.2 thing. Continue. Jong over 3s which was successfully installed. 053 053 Jong 137. Cool. We'll be keeping all these things, and then we'll see what we need to do with Django thing. Uh, We'll be checking the Python Django version again. 4.2. Yes, we have the Django now. Uh, this utils would be there as well, and we'll see if everything is working fine. We'll be commit and push changes again. We'll wait for Mona to resolve these things. I hope the changes won't be there. Any issues won't be there. Only changes, but issues. Nice looks. Again, that's an issue. It's the same issue. Time to find the bug. Mona will check your work as many times as needed. Database Django settings.py. Where we have the settings.py. We have Django here as engine. Yes, we are doing great. Let's see, copy and then I paste it. Again, let's see what's the end result. Settings.py is already uploaded. Let's see what all changes are there. REST framework could not be resolved. So, yeah, as you can see, there is another functionality fix using Copilot. We can try it as well, and then we'll be maybe running in the terminal. So, Django REST framework is already satisfied in the VENV, and then we'll be closing it. So, yes, we do have all these things as well. Popular DB at test data. So, we have the environment activated. I'll go ahead with the population of DB. Okay, copy. I'll paste it again. Okay, continue. Help for usage. Continue. Let's see. We have correct static. Find static servers. So there is some issue. It's not going ahead. Popular DB. We have this manage.py where it is. We'll not be running the server. let db.py, we put populate, create users, models. Let me see, we have settings.py and it had something like security key, installed apps. We have tracker app installed, we have middlewares installed as well, templates as well. Django is set up as the engine. Python, Profit. Just a sec. What I'm doing random. Uh, Populate db.py file. Let's see if I can just directly maybe have it. Manage.py. Oh, I forgot to make the migrations. Uh, Migrate the project. So we have got this issue here. User model is properly registered. Tracker app is listed. User model might not be correctly associated. Other models are defined correctly. Let's see. Let's see if this is now fixed. DB util database errors. Nice. Let's see. I'll upgrade the Django package. After updating, it should work well. Upgrade Django. Let's see. Hmm. Dependency conflicts. Let's see. Upgrade Django REST. I'll be going ahead with pip install Django REST, and it would be what is this? Let's see. Django 521. This. SQL parse. I'll maybe copy it and give it to the scenario here. But yes, there is this requirements.txt which specified the same requirements. 4.2 and all. We'll take it number one. Continue. Yes. Cool. Let us see if it's working now. I'll just add test data using popular db.py. Although I've added this in the commands, but it should run. Populate the database with test data. Help is this. Let's see. I'll resolve this issue ASAP. Let's see what it's going on as of now. Virtual environment is already activated. I guess we can wrap it here, but I need to resolve this issue before wrapping it up. Reactivate the Python environment. Continue. It's activated. I'll just go ahead with it. Yes, okay, I'll see to it, and then I'll go with add test data. It should be there, but I'll check this issue out. Meanwhile, what we can do is go ahead with it. I'll just go ahead with the steps again. We've got the issues here, and yes, we'll be going ahead with the issues. I'll I have started the MongoDB service. Done the chat. I'll just go it here. Continue. I'll go with pip install Django. File already exists. Continue to iterate. Okay, Django, Octopet. We have the local host setup here. We won't be running the server and we'll be canceling it. Yes. After that, what we'll be doing is let's keep the changes and we'll be initializing and creating the database. Continue it. All indexes already exist, and then we'll be going it, evaluating it. Eval run works fine, and then we'll be going ahead with okay. We're going ahead with this thing, installing all these things. Okay, just a second. I'll install some course and I'll get that done. Proceed to edit these files. Let it edit. Start by model start by nice. It's now done. Keep, 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 and then keep. I'll be going ahead with pip install Django REST framework, pip install PyMongo. PyMongo is another thing. What we had to do is with Django, which was are being rewritten. Okay, cool. The following files have been updated, and then we'll be yes, we'll be populating it. Get ahead of population. Copy this correct one, right? Yeah. Created populate db.py. Here it is. Applying edits. We'll just okay. Pip install Django. We got him here. So yeah, after installing Django, we'll see. We'll proceed with running the migrations. Yes, Django to be degraded. 3112. Resolve it. So as far as we can see, GitHub Copilot helps us uh, doing a lot of things, resolving the errors and each and everything. We need to do it with Django only. So yeah, as we can see, we need to activate that one first. Like the Copilot, GitHub Copilot agent mode does a lot of things with us. It does a lot of debugging. It does a lot of coding, but just you need to give the accurate prompt for it. And yes, after the accurate prompt, your things are resolved. Just like my database issue resolved first, and then we'll be going ahead with the for above things which were populating the database. Run make migration and migrate the database. Nice. We have already done the steps a few times, Since it didn't resolve, so we'll be trying if we can wrap up this session by right now. It made it as Django home engine, but we need to use Django only. No, 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 no. Undo. And doing all these things. We'll be doing it Django only. If install Django. It's Django, not Django, it's Django. My bad. Uh, pip install Django. Pip install Django REST framework. So we have all these things, and then we'll be going ahead with the migrations. First, we'll make migrations, then we'll migrate. Mhm. Let us see how we'll be managing all those things. I'll drop in a comment when I'll be able to resolve this issue, and then we'll be going ahead with this thing, or maybe a separate session. But I don't think a separate session would be there. So what we have is, so like you can confirm your participation with all those QR code scanning. I shared it in the first slide as well, and then you can go ahead with learning milestone, and it's an official attempt to make a new Guinness World Record for the involvement in this AI program. So yeah, you can share your achievement on your social handles such as LinkedIn, Instagram, or maybe Twitter, and you can tag us at AI Skills Fest with a hashtag, and yes, you will get your event badge as well. So yeah, that's all from my end, and then we'll be signing off. Thank you, everyone.